your breath still. You jump the fire. We'll just sit and wait till you see me fly. You know they'll never catch me for it. See me fly. The way I put my finger on it. See me fly. You got it. Then try to tell me you got the wrong guy.
What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are well. My name is Robert Harris from Optical Noise. This was just a quick little video I wanted to do to show how the A6000 can really do good video footage. So all of this was shot on the A6000 and we did use two different lenses, but I will explain that to you a bit later. So I want to thank you guys for sticking around, watching the video, and then I'm going to just break down the video now and explain to you what I did, where I did it, problems I had and problems I didn't have. People seem to like this way of doing it, so that I put the video first and then I put the explanation of what I did here, so that you can just like backtrack a bit. If you came to just watch the video, thank you for watching. Watch it again one more time and let me know what you think. Before we get into breaking down the video, please do me a favor, click that red subscribe button, click the bell next to it and click all. That lets you know when I post a video. The way YouTube works, if I post a video and you see it on your timeline, if you click it, it helps the video a lot. It shows that people are interested in my videos and it really, really helps the channel. I'm trying really hard to do this more often, but I need the time for it. So the more you guys support the videos, the more I can do these things. So please and thank you. And let's get right down to explaining the video. All right, so I just want to thank Karli for doing the video with me. She created the dance, choreographed it, and then I came through and filmed it. She chose the song, she made up everything. So please go down in the description, follow her Instagram, check out all the dancing she does. She really did a good job, and I really had fun making this video with her. All right, so the first thing, what's up? I'm gonna say hi to the people. Hi people, this is Sam. So the gear we used the Sony A6000 and the Sigma 1.4 16mm lens. So that's the combo that I used for 90% of the video. We did use the 35mm 1.8 Sony lens, the full frame lens. It's currently filming me, so I can't show it to you. And then we used the Zhiyun Weebill S as a gimbal for most of the movement shots. And then I did handhold a lot of the shots just as is. A lot of that was shot on handheld with a 35mm. That gave me like a tighter crop for like the face shots and so on. And yeah, that's pretty much all we used. We used no lights, no microphones or anything. Some of the sound effects you do here I got off of stock sites, and some of it I made in the studio here, and then some of it is real sounds from just the onboard audio from the camera. But yeah, the whole point behind this was just to show how the A6000 is a pretty capable little camera. So for the settings, we shot everything 1080p, 24 frames a second. So we doubled that for the shutter speed. That's 50, 1/50. So the part where she jumps and I slowed that down, that was 60 frames a second. So we shot 1/120th, and that gave us the ability to slow it down by half. And then the aperture was almost all the time wide open. So this lens was at 1.4 and that lens was at 1.8. And then now and then we threw it to 2.8 just to keep more of it in focus. I can't see in the metadata where I used what, so that's the range we had it in, from wide open to 2.8. And then yeah, the ISO was about 400-ish, just to give us some more light coming into the room. But I didn't want to push it too high because it is an APS-C camera and it is quite an old camera, so you don't want to push the noise up too much. And then obviously with the wide aperture, so the 1.4 and the 1.8, it gave us much more light coming into the lens because the lens is opened much more, so that in that little room we could gather more light into the sensor without pushing the ISO up like a huge amount. All right, and then with this video, there was no like big story. She felt like this was a cool song, so she made a little video. So she choreographed the whole dance piece from in the beginning where she pushes her foot around. So that part is where her routine starts. Then it runs all the way through to where she sits down on the floor. So in the middle, you'll see she runs to the window. I'll show it to you guys on the computer now. She runs to the window and then she pauses. Now that pause created a big gap in the choreography because she doesn't really pause there. So I looped a sound effect. I'll show it to you also on the computer to make that build up take longer, so that when she carries on to the jump, the choreography continues as normal and it fits into the routine. And then the first part with her breaking the window and dancing in the mirror and running on the floor, all that stuff was added as an afterthought. When we were in that little broken house, which is on their property, we didn't damage any random people's stuff, but they let us break the thing because they're rebuilding that house. So we filmed those clips afterwards as cutaways, but because I couldn't put it in the middle of a routine, because it would break the choreography, I was trying to find a way to put it in the beginning where it didn't feel weird. So what I did is I tried to make it almost like a memory. So I took all the clips that we filmed and I played them backwards. So it's almost like it's rewinding to the point where she starts dancing. So she's almost like thinking back about whatever she's thinking about. And then she smashes the thing and then she walks out and then she starts dancing. And then towards the end of the video, she does her aerial flip, then she lands and she spins, she sits down, she breathes heavily, and then she lies down and she breathes heavily. And then I made her smile and then it goes out. There's no big story here, but it did feel nice while we were working with her. So a lot of this stuff, the dancer will choreograph something and then on set I'll go, oh, that would be cool if I shoot it through this window. Can you run up and pause? And now that breaks the choreography that you did, so I got to fix it. I can't mess it up because a lot of the movements were done to the music. So yeah, there's a lot of pauses, and you'll see like I put in a big bunch of sound effects, and I'll try to show you everything I did on the computer. But it was basically me trying to make the extra footage work with what she gave me, because I didn't want to kill what she did. All I did was use a few different camera angles to make the video clip a little bit more dynamic instead of it being one static shot. And because this is not a pure show off your skill choreography video, it was more cinematic, I'm allowed to chop it up. If you were trying to film a dancer for like to show off a piece of work she's done, it would be better not to cut because it's very distracting to the viewer. But because I'm doing a cinematic and I wanted to create some suspense and drama, I'm allowed to chop it up, show some close up, show some wide, you know, pause it a bit. All right, so let's jump onto the computer and then I can show you how I cut the video. I'm not going to go into how I graded it, but I will show you how I cut the video, and then you can just see kind of the process I went through. So yeah, let's do just that. We are on DaVinci Resolve right now. I am filming my face because I need to film the audio, and I might just leave this in the corner of the screen. But basically what we're going to do here is I'm just going to show you how I cut video and edit it together for a dance cinematic, and we're using DaVinci Resolve for it. I prefer DaVinci Resolve just because I'm quite used to it and I like the color grading process in it. So this is the full timeline of the video, and then this is just the black bars on the top and the bottom. And then first thing I always do is I find the actual choreography. So this is where we started. So this is where she was actually dancing to the music. So I found it, I synced it perfectly with the downloaded song. And then once I'm done with that, I will look for cutaways. So all these little clips like this one over here where it cuts to a different angle. Then I will choose bits that I want to stitch in, and then I add them in as I go. So what you can see here is like I would have found this part, and then I wanted to change to a different angle. Let's do this one. So this one is like a close-up. It cuts to a close-up. So all the bits that I think worked well, and then I try not to give it too much of a break, so not too much of a static shot. Like over here, it stays on one shot till the end here. So instead of it being one shot all the way to the end, I just find little cutaways and I put them in. And the way I find the cutaway is once I find the piece I want to put in. So this is the piece I want to put in. All you do is you find the frame right before it that looks like the frame before it. So here she's coming up from a back bench, so she's coming up. Then I just find the up movement and then I stitch it, and that works perfectly. Boom. And then you find the same thing out. So you find a move, either the end of a move or the start of a move, or if she's turning, I tend to look at when her feet are pointing the same direction. So if she's facing the wall, so as her feet get to the wall, that's where I cut it, and then I find the next clip where her feet are facing the wall, and then I cut it there. So you'll see when I go through this now, as she goes, there you can see her arms coming through, and then it lines up with her arms coming through. You see that? So that's how I do that. Same with this, find the point where it's up, boom, boom. And then the same point where she comes through, as she comes up with the leg, I cut it there. And then to make some of these fit, I had to speed them up. So if you look over here, because we filmed the cutaways without music, which I should probably film with music, but she's not doing it to the speed she would have done it when she performed, right? So I need to speed it up to make it fit so that it doesn't cut off the routine. So what you can see here is it starts at the same time and it ends on the right time. Now, if I had this at 100% speed, it would start at the right time, but you've missed a whole bunch of moves. So if I leave it at 138, it fits. Now all you do to make this work is you find the frame on this video where you want it to cut, so her head's moving through, and then I find the frame on the video where it's moving through, and then usually what I'll do is I'll mark it with a little marker, and then let's say this is over there, and then I'll just drag this to the marker. That should be the right spot. So that's one of the ways I do that. You'll see over here I did it as well. This is 113%, just to make this movement and stuff fit together with the music. And then you'll see like this ending, in the original video she flips, and that's it. But I wanted her to end it better, so I said to her, can she flip and then spin down the floor and then sit and breathe like she's thinking about something and then lie down. But now because the original clip, she flips and she stops, so I needed a clip to cut to. So you'll see here, as soon as she lunges forward, I cut to the other shot, and then she going over, and then I made her sit down, and then I made her lie down. So, and then I cut to the shot. And then that's just to make things seem a bit more seamless. Okay. And then in the middle of the clip, this is the one part that I had a little bit of a frustration with, is I wanted to, when you see this original clip, let me show you the original clip. So the original clip, she goes, move, pause, jump. So, jump, right? But I had this shot that we filmed later where she came to the window, she looked, and then she ran back and she jumped. Now, this shot, I love this shot. But because I'm adding in a whole piece of her pausing by a window and then a slow-mo piece, this whole piece here is fake music that I had to add in because I needed to bridge this gap before the original music over here, before that music starts, because that's where she goes, with her body. So, right? Now that has to be on music because that's choreographed to the music. But to fill the gap, I had to do a bunch of things. Firstly, I took this sound effect, this one, that sound effect, and I looped it all the way down here. So I duplicated it all the way down there, and then I just dropped the volume so it's almost like it builds up. So you can hear it building up. Okay, that almost gives us like a 5, 6, 7, 8, which dancers like know from training. So it also makes sense to dancers when they watch this. So, okay, and then because I'm slowing it down, I needed to add a bit more, and that's what I did. And then because I don't have sound effects from this, I had to add stuff. So you'll see like this is like dust and stuff crackling on the floor from the previous scene. So it's not from the scene. You hear that? And then you'll see the sound effect over here. This sound effect over here. This is it's a foot hitting the floor, but it's not this foot hitting the floor. So you can hear it. That just gives your brain something to hear when she hits the floor. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. And then this is just that same chanting voice from the beginning. And then that just gives you like instead of it being empty silence, you've got some background to it, which it just helps so much sound design. It's a bit tricky, and I'm still getting used to doing it better, but it works so well when you get it right. And then yeah, that's how I made that work. Then the last thing is the beginning of this video. So these scenes where you see like the glass breaking, everything's in reverse because I wanted it to almost be like she's playing back a memory, and then she dances. So I put the background noise from the breaking in reverse, which sounds quite cool. You'll hear it. That's a reverse noise of that sound. And then I put a real breaking noise in the beginning just to make sense. And then things like the breathing and so on. That's all obviously been added so it doesn't sound so empty. And then the last thing I did is because the song starts right over here, there's nothing really before this, I had to make this piece up. So I took the first 2 counts of this, so that first harmony, so I took up to there, I cut that piece, I duplicated it over here, so this is the same piece. Here it's the same piece, just very soft. Then there's a 1 count of that, 1 piece of that. And then another one. And then over here, this is the same sound effect. I've just overlaid it so it's almost like an echo, which helps with the build up. And it all just helps you. It's almost like it distracts you from all the mess ups you made, or all the things you're trying to hide. So all the sound effects and the cuts, it hides mistakes, which is great. but it's not the only reason. It helps you build up towards what you want. And I didn't need to use any of this. I could have just started the routine on her first move, but I loved the way the footage looked, so I wanted to use it. So yeah, that was what this is. Hope I did it right this time. I'm going to grade this now. I'm not going to color grade it for you guys right now, but I'm going to do it, and you obviously see the graded version. But if you want to see me how I grade in DaVinci, please let me know, and then we'll do a live video where I talk about that, and you guys can ask me questions and I can do it on live. But if you guys are enjoying this, please don't forget to sub, and let's finish this video off. Peace. All right, guys, big thank you for watching all the way to the end. I will be starting to do things like live videos where I can talk you through editing and even video editing. Even though I'm still learning, I don't want to say that my way is right, but I do know a bit of stuff that I could share with you guys or just give you guys tips. I will be doing those lives. I prefer those lives so that you can ask questions, I can fix things instead of pre-recording things like this. So please subscribe. Please click that bell, and then when I go live, you'll see that it's going to start up soon, and then you can join me and then chat to me and stuff. If you guys are not on my Instagram, please follow it. It's Optical Noise. And if you want to follow Karli's, I've put it on screen as well. Follow me, because when I do things like Q&As, or I want to find out what questions you want to know about something I'm doing, I do post them there. So if you go over there and send me questions, I often reply to you guys, and then if it's a really cool idea, I'll throw it into a video. So please join me on my Instagram. It's a lot of fun. I do have a Facebook account, but it's not used enough anymore. So yeah, Instagram and Twitter, both are Optical Noise. Please join me there. And again, a big thank you to you guys for watching so far through the video. A lot of people jump off right in the beginning after the cinematic, but I really appreciate you guys hanging around. If you guys want to support the channel without it costing anything to yourself, check the links below. There's some free trials for Luminar, which is editing software. And if you download the free trial, it gives me some money. So if you want to download the full version, it gives me money too. So I do get a little bit of a kickback, but it's very supportive towards the channel. And you guys watching the videos and watching the adverts, it all supports me, which in turn, I can make more content because I can spend more time focusing on this, treating it like a job. So I really love doing this. I wish I could only make YouTube videos for you guys, but unfortunately there's bills to pay and I've got clients to deal with. And the more clients I have to deal with, the less time I can do on YouTube. And if you want to check out my second channel, it is My Flow Tactics. I film a lot of dances, both features and tutorials and interviews that I treat as a production. So if you want to check out the other stuff I do, go over there, drop a comment, drop a like, drop a subscription. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys. Also, please do remember, I am giving away this camera, not this lens, but this camera, the A6000, I will be giving this away. Most of you know that at my 5,000 subscriber mark, so we got about 1,800 to go. Then we've got 5,000. Then I'm going to ship this to whoever wins it. We are going to do a lucky draw from the comments in the giveaway video. So please go and find those videos. I'm going to make you guys look for them because then, you know, it shows you really want it. So please go and drop a comment. Tell me why you want the camera. Give us a really creative reason of what you're going to do with it, or why you want the camera. And then I'm going to choose 10. Michelle is going to choose 10. We're going to put them into a lucky draw, and then we'll select one. And then I'm going to ship it to you guys. I'm going to cover the cost of the shipping, everything. I just want you guys to give me a good reason. Drop it in the comments. Hit the subscribe. And if you share the video, it will get to 5,000 quicker. So please do that. And I think I'm just talking a whole bunch of nonsense now. So I'm going to get off of this video and let you guys continue eating your dinner or your breakfast or your lunch or wherever you are right now. And thank you. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Open your eyes, what can you see around? Wind of the open sky, over the siren sound. This is a dream, getting the royal scar, holding a diamond blade, throwing it far. holding your breath still. You jump the fire. We'll just sit and wait till you see me fly. You know they'll never catch me for it. See me fly. The way I put my finger on it. See me fly. You got it, then try to tell me you got the wrong guy. See me fly. You know they'll never catch me for it. See me fly. The way I put my finger on it. See me fly. You got it, then try to tell me you got the wrong guy. Look at them now, all of the noise they make, counting the cards to one. Queen of hearts never break.